The Digital Scene Show is sponsored by newmediawebinars.com. Free how-to webinars for digital media creators taught by industry professionals. Check us out at newmediawebinars.com. Alex, welcome to the Digital Scene Show here at NAB 2010.
Thank you.
You're with Microsoft.
Yes, I am.
And we got some 3D in Silverlight that kind of intriguing. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're showing here is basically we have a technology called smooth streaming, which is our HTTP-based adaptive streaming technology that we've been using a lot to deliver high-quality video over HTTP networks in a very scalable way. And we use that technology to deliver video to Silverlight clients, basically Silverlight players built on our Silverlight platform. And so what we have here is essentially 3D video being delivered using smooth streaming technology over the internet to a Silverlight client. The way we're actually encoding the video is as we're using side-by-side stereoscopic encoding. So we're delivering video in a fairly standard way that's being used these days for delivering 3D video.
Now, where is the encoding taking place? Is this taking place on the web server side, or?
It's actually taking place on location. So we have a live feed here that that we're showing. It's a live feed from Germany, actually. So we have some cameras set up in a radio station in Germany.
Okay.
A production company called TBN Group was responsible for setting up the cameras and the encoders. So basically, they have the stereoscopic 3D video coming into a pair of inlet HD encoders. And these encoders basically output a smooth stream that's then carried by the level 3 CDN over their network all the way basically to the US. So, and at that point, basically, we're just picking it up from the open internet and we're receiving it using our Silverlight built player. So once it's to the player, we have several options for what we can do with that video. Now, on conventional displays, which are not 3D ready displays, we can essentially render the video as anaglyph red cyan and use regular anaglyph glasses to basically view that video. On 3D ready displays, and we have one here at our booth actually, it's a Panasonic 3D ready plasma display. We can use active shutter glasses to view the same video. And we're using essentially THX technology, software written by THX, to inject the appropriate metadata into the HDMI stream to signal to the television that the source is a side-by-side encoded 3D video.
So is this all being handled in between by Silverlight, that whole conversion when it gets to the regular monitor, not the computer?
On the regular monitor, it's actually being handled by Silverlight, so Silverlight's doing the anaglyph transfer dynamically.
So is there Silverlight embedded into the monitor itself, or how?
No, it's connected to a PC. So in both cases, it's actually the Silverlight is running off a PC.
So you're using the monitor just for output?
That's right, yeah. It's running inside of a browser.
Right.
That's the other interesting thing, and probably one of the more appealing things, is that you don't need special player software to actually make it work. So it's just a Silverlight player running inside of a browser. It receives the video, and then if you wish to view it using the anaglyph rendering method, we essentially have some code written in .NET on top of Silverlight, and it just goes and processes the side-by-side video image to make it into anaglyph.
So your Silverlight API now has 3D specific API?
It doesn't have specific 3D APIs. This is actually just image rendering code, basically. So it's just an image transform that we wrote using pixel shader language and leveraging the Silverlight platform. So it's actually no special functionality. We're basically using probably year-old, 2-year-old functionality of Silverlight to actually do this.
Right. So now you're able to see 3D on your web browser, basically.
Correct. Yes. So on conventional monitors, the option for doing that would be using anaglyph and using anaglyph glasses. But if you basically then connect your PC over HDMI to, for example, a 3D ready display, and you let the PC just render that in using the Silverlight player in side-by-side full screen, you can then instruct your 3D display to actually render it in a more appropriate way using active shutter glasses or passive glasses, depending on what your display technology is.
Now, going back to what you said at the beginning, adaptive HTTP, is that a Microsoft only thing? So do you need IIS to do that, or does it work with other companies?
So the origin server, the server on which to which the encoder is actually uploading content, is IIS, Microsoft IIS server. And so only the origin server actually needs to be a Microsoft IIS 7 server. From that point on, all the way to the client, over the CDN network, all the caches, all the proxies in between could be any HTTP cache. So it can be running even Apache, it can be a hardware-based cache, it can really be anything. And that's one of the advantages of the smooth streaming technologies, that it scales very well, because instead of essentially requiring CDNs to go deploy new proprietary servers, it leverages their existing infrastructure to deliver the video.
Now, this code that you wrote, is it available for people to download and do it for themselves?
It's not available yet. We're doing this as just a concept demo right now, so we haven't. We're basically working on our product plans.
Maybe there'll be like a higher level API that you'll release.
Yeah, we have actually. So we have something called the Silverlight Media Framework, which is actually sort of a basic player framework that we release as open source. That's built on Silverlight. And we're probably going to look at integrating some of this 3D functionality with the Silverlight Media Framework. And also we're working with hardware and software vendors to standardize basically the way both the 3D video is carried in smooth streaming, as well as how can we improve the communication between the PC, the Silverlight client, and some of the 3D hardware such as the NVIDIA 3D Vision hardware. Or how can we improve basically communication with a 3D TV so that the switching between 2D and 3D mode is automatic and more seamless.
Right, cool. So if people want to find out more about Silverlight, where do they go?
They could go to Microsoft.com/Silverlight or Silverlight.net. The latter is more directed at developers and people interested in actually building applications on top of Silverlight.
Okay.
So those would be good places to start.
Fantastic. Alex, good to meet you.
All right, thank you very much.